It's almost like the entire Trump family has absolutely no idea what they're talking about.
I do need to give our audience an update. An update on a product you may have been waiting in the wings to purchase. Remember Trump's new smartphone business, the golden phone they were offering, complete with an American flag and the promise that it would be, quote, made in the USA. That was the hook to get you to buy the phone instead of, an iPhone or one of the traditional offerings. Well, now they're scrapping that tagline. It sounds like they just realized that the phone cannot be manufactured in the US of A for that price tag of $499. Now, there is a spokesperson there who says, no. It will still be made in the USA, but they're taking the tagline away. And experts have told our colleagues at CNBC that this device will likely be made, and you guessed it, China, the country at the center of the trade war. I thought you know.
There's more to it. They scrapped the tagline made in the USA, but they replaced it with something else. Trump's drop made in the USA label for new phone, and debate ensues. How to define made? No, that's not a joke. When the Trump family unveiled a new phone before a giant American flag at its headquarters earlier this month, the pitch was simple and succinct, packed with pure patriotism. Made in the USA. The Trumps are apparently having second thoughts. How about proudly American? Those are the two words that have replaced the Made in the USA pitch that just a few days ago appeared on the website where customers can pre-order the so-called T1 gold-toned phones with an American flag etched on the back. Elsewhere on the site, other vague terms are now being used describing the $499 phone as boasting an, quote, American proud design and, quote, brought to life right here in the USA. The Federal Trade Commission requires that items labeled made in the USA be, quote, all or virtually all produced in the U.S., and several firms have been sued over misusing the term. The Trump Organization has not explained the change and has not responded to a request for comment. Neither did an outside public relations firm handling the Trump's mobile phone business, including a request to confirm a statement made to another media outlet. T1 phones are proudly being made in America, said Trump's mobile spokesperson Chris Walker, according to to USA Today. Speculation to the contrary is simply inaccurate. That line's going to get him in trouble. The language change on the website was first reported by the news site The Verge. An expert on cell phone technology, IDC analyst Franco Geronimo, said he's not surprised the Trump family has dropped the Made in the USA label because it's nearly impossible to build one here, given the higher cost and lack of infrastructure to do so. But, of course, you can claim to do it. Whether it is possible or not to build this phone in the U.S. depends on what you consider build, Geronimo said. If it's a question of assembling components and targeting small volumes, I suppose it's somehow possible. You can always get the components from China and assemble them by hand somewhere else. You're going to have phones that are made right here in the United States of America, said Trump's son Eric to Fox News recently, adding, it's about time we bring products back to our great country. The Trump family has flown the American flag before with Trump-branded products of suspicious origins, including its God Bless the USA Bibles, which an Associated Press investigation last year showed were printed in China. The Trump phone is part of a bigger family mobile business plan designed to tap into MAGA enthusiasm for the president. The two sons running the business, Eric and Don Jr., Uday and Kusei, announced earlier this month that they would offer the mobile phone plans for $47.45 a month in reference to their father's status as the 45th and 47th president. The call center, they said, will be in the U.S. too. We're not calling up call centers in Bangladesh, Eric Trump said on Fox News. We're doing it out of St. Louis, Missouri. I'll bet there's not one call center in St. Louis, Missouri that the Trumps are using. The news service has been blasted by government ethics experts for a conflict of interest, given that the president oversees the FCC that regulates the business and is investigating phone service companies that are now Trump mobile rivals. Trump has also threatened to punish cell phone maker Apple, now a direct competitor, threatening to slap 25% tariffs on devices because of its plan to make most of its U.S. phones in India. So like I said at the beginning of this video, it's almost like the Trumps have no fucking idea what they're doing. You can't build those phones in the United States of America for $500. So therefore, that is not a made in the USA phone. And if you bought a $500 Trump phone and you're going to sign up for Trump Mobile, then you bought a phone made in another country under false pretenses, and you're going to be using services that are just tapping into and piggybacking onto the large carriers who already have the infrastructure, like any other small startup cell phone company would be doing. It's another grift.